I finally finished an art challenge. I drew every day for 31 days and I participated in the Drawtober challenge. Not every day was perfect. I'm happy that I've completed it. I came across the Drawtober challenge on Instagram and it's hosted by Eve Tech's Anime After Hours. I had to join their WhatsApp group and post my drawings every day for 31 days. Each week they select artists to win prizes, and they also will be featuring some artists at the Rage Expo 2025. Day one was Awakening, and there's a lot of like daydreamy, ethereal theme to this one. I kind of played with the colors. I only used alcohol markers and colored pencils for this piece. Day two was Blade, also one of my favorite prompts of the list, and I decided to go for a fantasy themed sword. There's a little crystal in the center and then some sort of like cleric like handle that I've also added. Spirit, my first digital piece that I've done for the challenge, and it took me a very long time to complete this one. And then I started to realize how much time I was spending on the challenge, and I did refine the lines a bit here. I really like the glow effect and the minimal use of color for this piece. Rivals. I don't feel like I've captured the theme here. I liked how it turned out, although the face on the left, I'm not very happy with it. And I feel like this would have looked way cooler if I added color, probably like two contrasting colors. Rushed over this one, to be honest. I wanted to draw a doll with ragged clothing, but I did this mannequin instead. And I wasn't really invested too much in this prompt though. I was very excited for this prompt and looking forward to making the art piece. And it turned out to be the most disappointing one of all. I think the fact that I used watercolor ruined everything. I didn't use the watercolor in the correct way. Something like gouache would have been a better option. I've used some of our photos that we took in Japan, Fushimi Inari Shrine, as references for this one. Even the little statues you can see, I've used these references that I'll show you just now. It was here where my art started to become very ugly to me and where I felt very dissatisfied with art in general. So much that I almost wanted to give up at this point. And I just pushed through and I was like, screw my feelings. It's not about what I feel. It's not, I'm not gonna sell that art. I'm not doing it professionally. It's just a challenge. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be like a game, I guess. I tried to gamify it, sort of. After that realization, I was able to continue with the challenge. It was also quite a quick drawing that I've made here, a quick sketch with pencil, and then I went over with fine liners. I really liked how it turned out. I've added an umbrella to this one because the theme was rain. I was so close to adding color to this one, but I'm very glad that I didn't. And you know what happened? This piece of art was selected by Pentel and I've won a prize from them. Thank you so much. Day 9, Dream. I did not like this. I honestly did not spend a lot of time and effort with this prompt. It was not one of my favorites. You can probably do much better themes and, ideas around Dream. Hello box, all of my favorite food in one place. Onigiri, a sushi roll, salmon, tamago roll. I enjoyed this prompt a lot. I really like bento food. Familiar. I actually forgot to post this on the group where we have to submit our daily artworks, so I've missed this day, but I did do the familiar art piece on that day. With this artwork, I didn't use any reference image. I tried to do a go with the flow, and because it was like Halloween and spooky season, I tried something spooky and creepy, even though it doesn't really fit in with the theme. I loved the texture at the back, the little charcoal effect. This was one of my favorite prompts, and I really enjoyed using the digital art brushes, and it looked like some sort of oil painting effect with all the color. I would really like to use this before I do any oil paintings ever again, as a tool to practice the techniques and the blending of colors and stuff. I really loved this cherry one. This was also pretty a spontaneous art piece. I used more or less the same color scheme for villain, which is red, white and black, and I also tried to keep with the spooky theme. Silence. This over here I wasn't very happy with. The colors that I've used, I like the colors actually. I like the blending, that kind of oil painting look. I've messed up the face. You can see the neck. It's not really in proportion with the face. The eyes are too big. Oh, that's something that annoys me a lot. Saw the name of this prompt and the theme, I immediately thought of the Winx Club and Sailor Moon. So I drew this Tinkerbell-like fairy flower character, and she's busy transforming into her final form. I wanted to have like a glowy effect in the background with a lot of weird lighting and stuff, but it didn't really work out that well. I have to do more research in digital art before I can achieve the look that I really wanted here. I drew a picture of my D&D character. It sort of looks like my main D&D character that I play with. Like a lot of my pieces are very D&D inspired and fantasy inspired, which I actually love. Firstly, I wanted to draw a whole scenery of a Japanese festival with colors and nighttime and firework effects. Then I realized that it was over ambitious of me to do something like that. So instead I just used a easy, simple line work type of art style, but I kept with the theme that I really liked, and I kind of think it's cute. Glitch, I tried something different. I made a bunch of layers of different colors over the same image, and I've chosen a simple face for this prompt. Here in the program that I've used, Krita, you can see all the layers that I've compiled to make this artwork. I had to Google what this word meant, mecha, because I've never seen it before. And here is something that inspired me with this drawing. Also a reference photo that I've taken in Japan or Daiba City. And I don't really like to draw mechanical parts or cars or anything like that. So I've stick to like a fashion piece. And honestly, I've worked hard on this one. Her eyes are too big, okay? And you can clearly see there's something wrong with her posture and her proportions of her body. Portal was inspired by one of my fantasy builds on Sims 4. Let me see if I have a little video to show you what I've built in The Sims 4 that inspired me to draw something like this. Sidekick was a fun one. I've used one of my comic book characters from a comic book that I've never written before, but I've sort of made plans on doing so. I used her here as a character for this scene, like an action type of scene. With the spell prompt, I wanted to reuse my D&D character because she's a sorcerer. And then when I started drawing, it came out so ugly. Like, it was so ugly. I struggled with the face, so I discarded it and I started over again, and I ended up with this very pastel pink sort of image, a very go with the flow type of artwork. And I really thought the hand looked funny, and I'm actually not sure if it's out of proportion or not. I don't know. I thought idol, artifact, relic and trinket was very similar, so I tried to do something different for each. When I saw idol, I immediately thought about K-pop demon hunters or any idol singer, so I used this. Trinket I kept fairly simple. I wanted to draw a necklace and used a sculpted angel reference to draw. And I also didn't add color here, I just kept it in fine liner at the moment. This was the quickest one that I've drawn out of all of them. I think it took me like 10 minutes in total. And I think this is my most goofiest entry so far. I don't even know what this creature is. I've also messed around with the textures of the stone. And yes, not a lot of effort, but here we are. Sigil. This was my absolute favorite out of all of the drawings that I've made. Just because it seems as if I got the proportions right. Overall, I enjoyed drawing this. I almost thought that this character is going to look like Sasuke at a stage. But then he ended up looking like one of our friends' D&D character. Are you sick of hearing me talk about D&D just yet? Well, there's one more character left, and then I promise I'll shut up. My favorite part of this art piece is definitely the sigil part on the arms. I was also clueless with Lullaby, and I didn't know what to draw. And we were actually busy with a new campaign for D&D, so I decided to draw my new character just with her eyes closed for this theme. She is supposed to be a wizard, fortune teller, deep gnome. I did this drawing on my birthday and it was so fun, but I feel like there's a lot of irony in this art piece because the theme was rebirth, and this sort of looks like the opposite type, if you know what I mean. I really like the mood that this artwork displays. Definitely something that I would like to print out and hang on to my wall. But I'm gonna show you, I was very lazy with this hand, and if I have to, I'd probably fix this hand before I print it out. For the second last theme, I drew my fiance's D&D character for that new campaign. He's playing as a sorceress tiefling. Finally, I've ended off my last piece. I saw this cute template on Pinterest, and I've tried to copy it in my own art style, using my own characters from different places, such as my Sims movies, comic book series, the episode story that I write that nobody knows about, and even some imaginary friend that I made up in my childhood years. I absolutely enjoyed this last one. And after that, I really felt amazing. So, was this art challenge worth it at the end of the day? I didn't really do the challenge just to improve my art. I didn't really focus on the technical things. I didn't focus on like correcting mistakes. My goal was consistency. And it was quantity over quality, for sure. You can clearly see in my line work, and I need to improve my hands, okay, because it sucks. It sucks for now, but I'll improve it. I promise I will. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope I've inspired you to draw and to join in on any Inktober, Drawtober, Xtober challenge. And remember, it's an abstract challenge that you can do any year, any time of the year. You can set your own limits, or you can join a community to help you with accountability and motivation. Maybe you can join me next year and we can draw together.